Have you ever, like, had that weird feeling where your memory is kind of off? Like, you remember something happening, but it's not quite how it actually went down.
Oh, yeah, totally. Happens to me all the time.
Well, what if I told you it might not be your memory that's messed up? Like, what if it's the information itself, the stuff we see online, you know?
Interesting.
Today, we're going to do a deep dive on something called algorithm memory manipulation. Sounds creepy, right?
Uh, yeah, a little bit.
It's this idea that the AI, those algorithms behind our search engines and social media, could actually be um, messing with what we remember.
Whoa. Okay, I'm listening.
We're going to be taking a look at this excerpt. It's called The Algorithm That Controls What You Remember. Catchy title. Gets you thinking, huh?
For sure. It's like, that's kind of scary to think about, right? Like, how much control do these algorithms really have?
Exactly, and that's what we're going to try to unpack today.
Yeah, I mean, we're constantly bombarded with information online, but if that information is being like filtered and twisted without us even knowing, that's a little freaky. Like it's almost like someone else is choosing our memories for us.
Right. It's almost like they're curating our memories, deciding what we see, how we interpret it. But, like, how could AI actually do that? It's not like some sci-fi movie where they're implanting chips in our brains or something.
Haha, no, it's not that dramatic. It's way more subtle. Think about it. Every time you search for something online, there's an algorithm behind the scenes, right?
Yeah.
And those algorithms, they're super smart. They track like everything you do, your browsing history, the stuff you like, the stuff you don't like, even where you are. And they use all that data to decide which websites and articles to show you first. So basically, they're shaping what you see without you even realizing it.
Okay, that makes sense for, like, current events, but how could they mess with our memories of the past? I mean, history is history, isn't it?
Well, yeah, that's what we think. But think about it this way. Let's say, there was a big labor strike, a historical one. Now, a search engine could prioritize like sources that downplay the workers' complaints, or maybe they only focus on what the government did.
I see what you're saying.
So if people keep seeing that kind of narrative over time, it could actually change how they remember the event. Maybe they start to think it wasn't such a big deal, or even like that the authorities were in the right.
That's a little disturbing, to be honest. It's like rewriting history, but with an algorithm. I wonder if, like, that's already happened. I mean, I've definitely felt like my views on certain events have changed after reading stuff online.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And the scariest part is we might not even know what's happening. It's like it's all happening under the surface. That's why it's so important to really think about the stuff we're reading online and to try to get different perspectives. Like, don't just stick to one website or news source.
Right, because if you only look at one side of the story,
Yep.
you're only getting, half the picture. And speaking of different perspectives, it makes me think about bias. Like, how does this algorithm manipulation play into all that?
Well, algorithms can actually make existing biases worse or even create new ones. Think about it. If an algorithm keeps showing you information that agrees with what you already believe, it's like you're living in an echo chamber. You just keep hearing the same things over and over again, and it makes it harder to even consider other points of view.
It's kind of like those, those suggested videos that pop up.
Yeah, exactly like that.
And it's like, oh, I watched a video about, I don't know, making bread, and now it's all these, like, baking shows.
Haha, exactly.
So it's not just about, changing one person's memories. It's about shaping what everyone thinks, like, collectively. And that can influence how we all interact with each other.
It's a big deal, for sure. And it's a little unsettling.
Yeah, it really is. And it brings up another big question. Who's actually controlling these algorithms? And what are they trying to do?
Right, like what's their end game?
Is it like governments trying to control what people think? Or companies pushing their own products? Or, like the source even mentions, organizations that actually have good intentions, but maybe they're accidentally creating these, like, filter bubbles.
It could be any of those, honestly. Governments might use these algorithms to, keep things stable or push a certain agenda. Companies could tweak search results to make their products look better or bury bad news. And yeah, even organizations with good intentions might accidentally limit people's exposure to different viewpoints.
So no matter who's doing it, the potential for manipulation is
Huge. Yeah,
kind of terrifying, actually.
it is. That's why it's so important to be skeptical of everything you see online. Always check your sources, see if other websites are saying the same thing, and try to get different perspective. Don't just let these algorithms decide what you remember and how you see the world.
Exactly. We have to, like, take back control of our own minds and form our own opinions. And to do that, we need all the information, not just the stuff some algorithm thinks we should see.
That's the key. Be curious, question everything, and don't stop thinking critically.
Yeah, that's the best defense against all this manipulation. So next time you're online, just remember to, stay sharp, keep asking questions. Don't just take everything at face value.
It's like the internet can be an amazing tool, right? But we have to use it wisely.
Absolutely. We have to be the ones in control.
Exactly.
Well, this has been pretty mind-blowing, to be honest.
Yeah, it makes you think.
It really does. It makes you wonder, like, what else is going on that we don't even realize? If our memories can be manipulated, how can we ever be sure we're making decisions based on, like, actual facts?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is, and honestly, that's something for everyone to ponder, I think. It's something I'm definitely going to be thinking about a lot more after this.
Me too. It's important to stay aware.
Absolutely. Well, on that note, we're going to wrap things up for today, but keep those brains buzzing, everyone, and thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
Until next time.
See ya.